There's no way the American people could possibly be this genuinely mad, this mobilized on their own volition. No, it's very real. You'll see how real it is in 2010.
Savage.
Michael Savage. Afternoons 3 to 7 on Talk 910 KNEW and online at 910KNEW.com.
Coming up next from San Fran Freak Show, The Savage Nation, from Talk 910 KNEW.
On the air, online, and on the go. This is Talk 910 KNEW.
Warning. The Michael Savage Show contains adult language, adult content, psychological nudity. Listener discretion is advised.
Now, America's most exciting radio talk show, The Savage Nation. Here is Michael Savage.
This is the Savage Nation. Chris Stigall filling in for Dr. Savage tonight, and I appreciate the invitation, Michael. Thank you very much. Banned in Britain, the brand new book you must go online to order because no major publisher will touch it. Much like the nation of Great Britain, you can read select emails disclosing how the British government colluded to destroy Michael Savage's reputation and his name. You want a first edition and the first print. You want to read the first chapter. And some of the work that's going into this, banned in Britain, only now at michaelsavage.com. It will become a bestseller, and I suspect they will be snapped up faster than they can be printed. It is an amazing, amazing story, though, that no major publishing house will publish one of the most popular talk show hosts in the country's book. So he's doing it himself. Good for Michael. More money for him, I say. Not that he's out to seek a profit, not that he's out to seek fame. He's been very clear about that. He doesn't need it. He doesn't need either. He's doing fine, thank you very much. This is truly about one man's fight, standing up really for everybody. It's called Banned in Britain, the brand new book, and I hope you'll look at michaelsavage.com and read a little bit about the book if you're not familiar with it. Meanwhile, also at michaelsavage.com, the double flip on public health, no public health. White House falling into full retreat yesterday after over the weekend they said, yeah, well, look, a public option is not necessarily got to be part of the game plan here. We don't have to have it. Well, the unions came unhinged. All the wacko leftists came unhinged. And boy, when you've ticked off now your leftist base of support in your Barack Obama and this Congress, what have you left? Independents are now siding with conservatives. Gallup just said every state in the union now dominated by conservatives, people that consider themselves conservatives. And by the way, it is the point that I know Dr. Savage has been making, and many folks in talk radio, certainly I have always held the position. There are a number of people that call themselves Democrats that lead their lives as conservatives. Conservatism is not exclusive to a party, folks. Most people view themselves as living a conservative lifestyle, holding true to conservative principles and ideals. Conservatism is a way of life. It is not a political strategy. Liberalism, however, is nothing but a bunch of empty promises and campaign slogans and buttons and emoting. That's the difference between conservatism. Conservatism is a way of living. Liberalism is nothing but a bunch of empty, artificial promises. There is a tremendous difference. Emotion, making decisions based on individual, you get one elderly grandmother who can't afford health care, and suddenly the 80+% of the country who's just fine, insured and happy with their health care, all of us now must compromise. All of our health care, everything we know and hold dear in terms of freedoms and free markets must be compromised and sacked. Our standard of living must be brought down because someone needs to be brought up, or at least brought even. That's socialism. It's that simple. And look, there's a story today. 800-449-8255, the phone number. You don't have to. This doesn't have to be difficult. In fact, the easier we make this, I think the better off everyone is. And you take a look at what's going on in Canada. You've got Canada's doctors, as we speak, gathered this week, talking about what do we do. Our system is going bankrupt. What do we do? How do we fix this? We're not just teetering on the edge of the cliff. We're plumb off the cliff. How do we fix this? We're plunging to the bottom of the gorge here. Vancouver patients needing neurosurgery, treatment for vascular diseases, and other medically necessary procedures can expect to wait longer for care. NDP health critic Adrian Dix said Monday. Dix said a Vancouver Coastal Health Authority document, this is in Canada, Vancouver, Canada, shows it's considering chopping more than 6,000 surgeries in an effort to make up for a dramatic budgetary shortfall that could reach $200 million. It hasn't been yet announced by the health authority, but these cuts are coming. The health authority confirmed that this document that's coming is genuine. It is a planning document. It has not been approved or implemented, says a spokeswoman for the health authority in Canada, but they acknowledge it is real. The president of the British Canadian Medical Association called the proposed surgical cuts a nightmare. Why would you begin your cost-cutting measures on medically necessary surgery? I can't think of a worse place. This is from the Vancouver Sun today, a Canadian paper. This is not a conservative newspaper. This is not a talk show host manufacturing a story. This is Canadian reporting on their own marvelous system that our Congress and our president would love nothing more than for you and I to embrace. They are now discussing cutting 6,000 medically necessary surgeries in the hopes that they will be able to stop what is a $2 million shortfall in their system. Now, do you honest to God think that's not going to happen here? Do you think that can't happen here? In France, there was a guy on CBS this weekend who was suggesting, well, look, there's a lot of problem. Yeah, there's a huge deficit. Sure, doctors' pay is capped by the federal government between $50,000 and $100,000, but you know what's great? When I go to the hospital for a 6-day stay and a surgery, maybe cost me $200 out of pocket. That's it. That's how short-sighted and idiotic liberalism is. That's what socialism's all about. This attitude of, hey, you yourself won't have to worry a bit. You won't have to pay much out of pocket, if anything at all. Yeah, but what about a $200 million shortfall? Well, I don't know. That's the government. That's not me. That's how crazy and disconnected from reality union mentality and liberalism has become. They don't see. That's the irony to me, folks, about this union, yes, country first, buy American, Walmart is evil crowd. The same people that tell you all the time, you buy American cars first. And, Walmart's out there buying from China. And these big box stores are evil. They'll say that in one breath. But then if it means shredding the free market healthcare system, shredding a sixth of our economy, just so that it emboldens their unions, and ratchets up a public deficit so that they don't, out of their own personal pockets, have to pay too much to get to the doctor regularly. If it means not costing them individually any money, they'll shred our entire economy. They will shred our freedoms and liberties. You union thugs, I'm talking to you. I want to know how it is you're constantly shoving in the face of everyone in the United States, union, yes, buy America first, Walmart is evil, no more exporting jobs and American jobs are lost. How do you then explain rooting for a system that is bankrupting other nations? That will most certainly bankrupt our already bankrupt country, just so you can stay at the hospital cheaply. Boy, that's really pro-America. That's really big of you. How patriotic. Union thugs love to wrap themselves in the flag, buy American cars, say no to Walmart. But boy, if it means they don't have to pay a couple of bucks to go to the doctor, everybody can walk in whenever they want every time they sneeze, and they don't pay anything, they feel better about themselves. Screw the country. Screw the taxpayer. Screw the company they work for. It's such hypocrisy. Vancouver Sun, check it out. Thousands of surgeries may be cut in Metro Vancouver due to government underfunding. It is a very, very simple equation. When the government tells a doctor's office, when the government tells a hospital, when the government tells your insurer, this is the money you're allotted,